Hi, my name's Samantha. I'm doing my research project on Japan. Japan is a very traditional country. They believe in tradition and respect overall. They also happen to be the origin in which animation resides, and that just so happens to be my favorite form of entertainment. Japan is full of beauty, grace, and it also holds up to everything it portrays in its TV shows. As I am sure you all can imagine, Japanese food is very different from our own here in America. In Japan, a traditional meal consists of fish of several kinds, tea, fruit, rice, soups, and fried foods. Here's an example of a traditional meal in Japan. Appetizers, because they're the best. Sliced raw fish, clear soup, grilled foods, steamed foods, simmered foods, dressed salad, pickles, rice, sweets, fruits, and then to conclude their meal, they serve you tea. Japanese people also have what is called a bento shop. Bento in American means boxed lunches. Bento shops are stores that carry packaged dinners for those who don't wish to cook. Bentos come in small little black boxes that usually contain sushi, rice rolls, or some meat. Bento shops are mainly takeout only. However, there are a few bento shops that have tables for you to sit and eat if you would like. Japan's culture has changed throughout the years. However, Japan is still very revolved around its tradition. Tradition in Japan is a very important concept to its people. For instance, Japanese people have modernized its towns and cities. However, many things in Japan still stay the same, such as their fashion. Fashion in Japan has modernized a little. However, Japanese women still wear what is known as a traditional form of clothing called a kimono. A kimono is a dress-like attire usually covered in floral print and is made of silk. From the casual to the wedding style, all of which have a particular meaning and are worn to different events or occasions, such as what I am wearing here today. This is a traditional kimono. It has a tie that goes around the back, and it's made out of silk with floral prints, much like a nightgown. Another tradition that Japan's people have, or still does, is taking their shoes off before entering a home or their school. This shows respect for their elders, their home, and their school. Another thing about Japanese culture that differs from our own is something they called Shishimi Go-san. It's a festival. This festival is a traditional Japanese festival where parents celebrate on the 15th of November for their children's growing up. They celebrate for children turning 3, 5, and 7. They also have a different value for New Year's than we do. Us Americans normally think of New Year's as when the ball in New York drops, you get your midnight kiss, and you listen to a bunch of really nice music. Well, in Japan, they celebrate with their companies, and together they have what is called a benoki. In English, this means forget the year party. This is held between bosses and employees as a way to form new friendships and forgive. At this event, the bosses usually tell their employees brinko, which translates into forget your position and be impolite. This is said and done because in Japan the workplace has a very strict rule and regulations in terms of politeness and relationships. Families in Japan, to prepare for New Year's, usually clean their house like we do for spring, to get rid of their past and to bring in the new year with a clean mind. They also prepare a bunch of special dinners and dishes called oshirori. Then at midnight, they wait to hear 108 chimes called Joy no Kene. This symbolizes ringing of the old year and bringing in the new. It releases people from the 108 worldly sins. The University of Tokyo College has or teaches arts, humanities, social sciences, business, language and culture, medicine, health, engineering, science, and technology. An interesting fact about almost all schooling in Japan is that you have to wear a uniform when you go to a school. You wear, for female, a tie, a blouse, a plaid skirt, knee-high socks, and then the special shoes that they make you get for their whatever school you're going to at the time. They also have a thing for compliance. They have a chief of compliance, a senior of compliance, a compliance officer, and compliance oversight committees. As you can tell, compliance is very important to the university. As I've mentioned before, respect is a huge part in this culture. Schooling in this culture is also huge. Tokyo University is the #1 school in Japan. They have 3 campuses, one for science called Kashiwa, one for agriculture schooling called Kambaya, and another one for history and engaging in the future called Hango. In conclusion, Japan is overall beautiful, and even though their traditional appearances have changed, they still value their traditional background. Not everything lasts forever. As stated by Himario Kuto, the significance of the cherry blossom tree in Japanese culture goes back hundreds of years. In this country, the cherry blossom represents the fragility and the beauty of life. It's a reminder that life is almost overwhelmingly beautiful, but it is tragically short. This concludes my research project. Thank you very much.